Of the lightweight 8, usually a cracker, and with all the makings of a great dust-up this time, particularly between Great Britain in lane number 6, closest to you, the United States in lane 5, and the French in 4, whose 8 includes their Olympic lightweight championship 4. Well, here are the Danes, always to be respected in lightweight rowing. They were 5th last year, 3 of their crew return. Next to them, Australia, with 6 of the 8 that finished 3rd behind the Americans 12 months ago in Croatia. To their left, in lane number 3, we will find the Italians, slightly obliterated by the traffic light. Well, they won this title in 1997. This is very much a new combination to the one that finished 8th last year in Zagreb. And here are the French with the Olympic champions, Xavier Dorfman, Yves Octet, Jean-Christophe Bettet and Laurent Porchier in the boat. We'll identify them for you as we go through the race. They're in lane 4, very much the crew to beat. Then the United States, 2 return for them in lane 5. They were the winners in 1999, and here, Great Britain closest to you. The last time the British won this was in 1994 in Indianapolis. They were 2nd last year, and Mark Hunter is this year's stroke, facing coxswain Christian Cormack.
Well, the British won the last World Cup race in Munich. Lots of experience. Coach Marty Aitken has decided to put all his strongest men in the 8 to give them some winning experience. But they are up against it. It's always a tight event, this. I raced in this back in '77, won by 7 inches. It's a great event, always very competitive.
Well, a little bit of controversy also amongst the French crew, not actually in the crew. It's to do with the fact that the French 4, the Olympic 4, are going in this lightweight 8 and then going tomorrow for the double in the Olympic category lightweight men's 4. There are 1 or 2 in the French Federation who are really trying to stop them doing it. They absolutely insisted, and at the end of the day, the remark made to them is, "Well, you better win."
Well, the test is now. They're back in the field here and sitting at the moment in 5th place, but it's the early leaders, Great Britain, who are really holding the field just about in 1st place.
As ever, lightweights, so the average of each of these crews cannot exceed 70 kilos. The maximum for any man in the boat there, bar the coxswain of course, is 72.5, and they flash through the first 500, and they're really all in a line and nothing decided at the moment.
That's really a great sight. Really, there was only about a half a length, quarter of a length in the whole field. But it is Great Britain just out in front there, just being chased down by Denmark out there in lane 1, top of the picture.
Yes, also beginning to move a little bit, the Italians, who've got a good pedigree in this event. Not in recent times, you've got to go back to the mid-90s till they last had that victory. They were only 8th last year, but this is very much a new setup for them. And Denmark are the leaders narrowly from Italy. Here are the Danes. They won this title in 1995.
Well, Denmark's strong in depth. I mean, they've got their wonderful coxless 4, which worked so well. Those are their 4 strongest men, but here they are showing great strength in depth there with a very competitive 8 that is now leading the field.
Yes, in the 2nd quarter, just looking for the French. They're just beginning to creep a little bit closer now, Dan, as we get towards the half distance here. You're seeing the Americans there in foreground.
Yes, there's stroke Eric Cracheville. Everybody looks at him rowing. He seems to be throwing his head around a lot. They think, well, how can this man be such a competitive athlete? He strokes heavyweight 8s in America. Everybody has nothing but good to say about him, and he's sitting there stroking the American 8.
It's not quite sure that that graphic was accurate. They're all still very much in a line. Everybody really in with a chance as they come past the enclosures now. And it's really been a terrific day. As you see the French now, that's Christophe Latagnon, the coxswain there, facing Xavier Dorfman. And as we go up the boat, Yves Octet, Jean-Christophe Bettet, then Pascal Touron. They've got real talent in this French lightweight 8, and they're beginning to nose in front.
This is great racing. Look, still nothing in it there between these crews. Just perhaps Australia beginning to slip out at the back, but nothing in it. Any one of these in the last 750 meters could make a move to the front. But it looks as if Great Britain is beginning to slip away as well as the United States begin to move up. But it's France easing into the lead there with all that experience in that boat, all that Olympic gold medal experience, pushing it along. The great lightweight four from France, strengthening this French 8, and they have taken the lead here.
Yes, this is the decisive move. Great Britain just dropping back. The Americans in the black boat just trying to stay with France. You can see the bow of their boat coming through to the three-quarter distance. It's France who lead from Italy, who are to their right. Then the United States still in on the premises, though, are Denmark on the far side. That caption was completely wrong. Ignore everything it said. Go with Dan and myself, because we know who's leading the race, and it's the French at the moment. So there they are. And they have got, maybe a quarter of a length over the Danes on the far side, the Italians, then the Americans. The Australians are trying to get back into it, and at the moment, for British fans, not going well. They're back down the pack now as they're deep into this final quarter. 250 metres, a little bit more than that to go now, and France are flying with Denmark, their closest pursuers.
Well, this is such an extraordinary race. It's not an Olympic event, but my goodness, they're moving fast. And the French four, who have to race again, are having to do everything to win this race. It's gonna make them pay in this final tomorrow in the four. At the moment, though, moving away now from Denmark. United States getting the better of Italy just, but it's neck and neck between Italy and the United States. France now about a third of a length ahead of Denmark as they come into the last 200 meters.
What a fantastic effort by the Danes on the far side. I said right at the beginning of this race, they've got such a great pedigree in lightweight rowing, but they're not going to catch the French. The French are going to get this lightweight title and do so now. They are the champions. Denmark are second, and the Americans just grab, as you suggested, Dan, the bronze medal away from the Italians. Great Britain rather disappointing in fifth place, and only Australia behind them.
What a great victory for France, but can they do it again in the four tomorrow? That was wonderful racing from Denmark, shows how strong Denmark is in lightweight rowing. And United States with a great finishing burst there, stroked by their very good man, Eric Cratcheville, in that stroke seat.
A truly pulsating race of changing fortunes. France, very tough. Denmark unable to sustain their third quarter push. And America, the fastest last quarter in 1:23.60.
Some great racing there from France. Beautifully judged race. They came through well at halfway. And the early leaders, Great Britain, just fading back to fifth. But a lot of experience in that boat, a lot of great racing.
So for the four French Olympic champions, part one of their double gold mission accomplished. But can they get the second one tomorrow? That we'll have to wait and see as Matt Smith comes in to present the medals, the executive director of FISA.